G'day, I'm Mitch and this is my 2012 Toyota LandCruiser Prado GX. In this video, I want to talk about the modifications I've done to my Prado and the trips we have planned for next year, being 2026. As I said, it's a 2012 Toyota LandCruiser Prado, the GX model, so base model with the manual transmission. The engine has been tuned by Ultimate Diesel Tuning and is producing 106 kilowatts at the wheels and 400 newton meters of torque. My Prado also has a 2-inch Bilstein lift with SuperPro upper control arms in the front. She's got method 17-inch 703 wheels, zero offset, and they're wrapped in Yokohama Geolandar 285/75 all-terrain tires. I've replaced the factory secondary or auxiliary fuel tank. From factory, these cars have got 150 litres of diesel capacity, at least the ones with the spare wheel on the back. So instead of 150 litres of diesel, I can now carry approximately 226 litres of diesel, which means I roughly, depending on how heavy my right foot is, get 1,800 to 1,900 kilometres to a single tank. I have driven the Nullarbor from Ceduna all the way to Kalgoorlie in WA without having to fill up at all, which is fantastic. However, filling up from empty 226 litres of diesel does tend to hurt the wallet a bit. However, having that much range genuinely changes the way you go touring, especially if you're touring remote. You don't have to rely on remote fuel stations that charge exorbitant amount of money for diesel, and you're not having to carry any jerry cans and figure out where to store them. Having all the fuel tucked away neatly under the car as if it was any other car is fantastic. I've also got a fairly substantial 12-volt system, although it has been removed recently as we're about to upgrade. I've got a 300 amp hour lithium Kings battery. I will be replacing my 12-volt system, like I said. I picked up during the Black Friday sales one of the kick-ass Power Boss units, which combines all of my existing 12-volt gear into one box and includes the ability to run shore power through my 12-volt system. I'm very excited to get that installed. However, I'm also dreading the job as well because it will be quite involved. But of course, I will film it, which does add some motivation. Aside from that, I've also got two Adventure Kings 110 watt solar panels on the roof, one on the front angled and one on the back just flat, as well as a Adventure Kings awning on the side and an XTM awning over the back. I'm also going to be replacing these XTM spotlights. There's nothing wrong with them, they're perfectly fine. I actually picked them up for a great deal. They're on clearance for like 50 bucks, and for 50 bucks they've been fantastic. However, I'm curious about trying out the Adventure Kings, what are they called? Lethal Pro 9-inch spotlights. The ones where you can adjust the brightness and the spread or the spot on the fly. So they'll be going on and replacing the XTMs. I've also got a 12-pack of rock lights that I bought for stupid cheap off AliExpress. I think they're like 35 bucks delivered. I'm not expecting great things from them, but for the price, I was just morbidly curious to see how they go. So there will be an install video and an eventual review of the AliExpress rock lights. Mounted to the bull bar of my Prado are two UHF aerials. Each one is connected to its own GME XRS UHF unit mounted inside the car. The reason why I've got two UHFs is because when we're on long trips, like over to WA, which we did last year, I liked to be able to monitor channel 40, which is the truckers channel, as well as channel 18, which is the caravans channel. I of course also carry a handheld UHF, also GME, just one of the cheaper TX units. And I also carry a Zoleo satellite messenger as a backup, or if we're camped up somewhere and I need to let people know where we are and there's no reception. I also plan to pick up a GME personal locator beacon. I should have had one a while ago, I just haven't got around to buying one. Thankfully the Zoleo does act as an emergency beacon if I need to use it as one. but I would like to pick up a GME PLB at some point soon. When we are set up for touring, I do have a 45 litre Brass Monkey upright fridge in the boot and an 8 litre centre console fridge between the two front seats. I've managed to rig up a mounting platform for that fridge, and it's solid as. It's been in the car for weeks at a time, never skipped a beat and never come loose. The trips myself and my fiancée Lisa have planned for next year, being 2026. We are going to Tamworth to see John Williamson, and then we're driving across the Nullarbor to see Ed Sheeran in Perth. From there, we're going up the Great Central Road, I believe it's called, up to Uluru, which will be our third visit to Uluru. We just love that place, can't get enough of it. We'll go through Finke Gorge to Alice Springs, and then from Alice Springs, we'll come back to Brisbane. In June of next year as well, we're doing the Simpson Desert. Specifically, we're doing the Madigan line. It's one of those bucket list trips I've been wanting to do for years, and now I feel like I've got the vehicle that will be able to handle that trip. If anything I've said today sounds interesting to you, particularly when it comes to our future trips or the modifications I have planned, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'd love for you to come and join us on our trips.